Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
How you doing, Brent?
I'm here.
Get home a little late last night?
It was a late night. Yes.
Ogallala seems like a long ways away coming home, doesn't it?
It does, but it was a very good trip.
Good.
And good, man, some really good volleyball last night. I know that, unfortunately for Broken Bow, we came out of it with a couple of losses, but, man, I went toe-to-toe, I thought, with two of the better teams in the state. So it was worth the trip, and it was a good night. Those
sometimes pay dividends later on.
Yeah.
Those kind of games, so good deal. Now, no rest for sports guys because big football game tonight for the Indians and Whippets.
Yeah, it's great. I'm not tired because adrenaline is taking over for Brent. It is a big game. Can't wait. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be cold.
Windy.
Windy. I think. But you know what? With the way Broken Bow plays, I don't think the wind is going to bother us too much with the way Broken Bow likes to run the ball. So, but we'll see what happens. There will be a chill in the air. It's going to feel like football, and it's a big game. Yeah, C16 district showdown between Broken Bow and Minden. Neither team has lost a district game up to this point. Broken Bow is 5-1 on the year. Of course, they've won 5 in a row. Minden enters at 4-2. Broken Bow's got to go to Minden, so it'll be a lot of fun. Can't wait to get there, and we'll have the call of the game for you tonight, as we do each and every week for Broken Bow football on KCNI 96.3 FM and KCNI1280.com. Kickoff at 7. We'll get you ready to go with the Custer Federal State Bank pregame show at 6.
And on KBBN, more football, a Friday night game for the Huskers.
Mm-hmm.
And pregame 5 o'clock, is that right?
5 o'clock, yep. Countdown to kickoff at 5, and then the kickoff itself is scheduled for just after 7 tonight.
All right, well, how do you feel about that game? I know we talked about it in depth with the guys from Custer
Federal. Well,
it's,
to me, for Nebraska, it's a huge game. But you know what? It's a huge game for Illinois, too. They're both 2-3. When you look at I'll just say it. It's not like the Big Ten West that both Nebraska and Illinois play in. It's probably not going to be considered the toughest division in all of college football. So, right. I guess you can make the argument that the winner of this game probably kind of stays alive in that Big Ten West race.
Mm-hmm.
The loser, probably not so much. So, for Nebraska, it's finding a way to turn the corner. I think I'm assuming that a lot of Husker fans are like me. The corner is going to get turned one of these days.
Yep.
What day is it going to be? I would love for it to be tonight, and if Nebraska could get a big road win, it'd be interesting to see how that maybe affects them, and maybe they can get on a little bit of a roll here with the games coming up.
Well, you'll be able to find out tonight on KBBN 95.3 FM and online at kbbn.com as well. And I imagine that there'll be folks trying to catch both this big football game between Broken Bow and Minden and the Huskers. And you can do that quite easily if you want to just listen and go back and forth. You can do that on the radio, or if you're a little out of range on KCNI, don't forget you can have the free app on your gadgets, on your computers, and listen to that as well. We leave the radio on in the kitchen and listen to one game and listen on the apps in the other room, and go back and forth. The only thing is sometimes if you're in the kitchen and you listen to the radio and the person in the living room is listening to the app. The person listening to the radio coming out of the kitchen is going to tell you what just happened because they're ahead.
Yes, because of that delay on the app. Yeah, so, if you want to truly listen to it in real time, the radio is still the best way.
It's a great way. Speaking of great ways, boy, what a great way to kick off the eyes that will be looking and enjoying the sod house for years to come. That was a lot of fun yesterday, broadcasting live from front of the sod house with that sun coming up and good guests, and talking with the Adams family who helped build the roof, or did build the roof, as Mike Evans has been quoted several times. If it wasn't for Mike and Kathy and Steve and Barb Adams, they wouldn't have had that celebration yesterday. And then all the volunteers that helped put the walls up, and all the years of effort 10 years ago, and happened to make the ribbon-cutting ceremony yesterday afternoon, early evening. There was a lot of thank yous and a lot of passing goodwill back and forth about how all took place. Roy Yanagita was there, and Bob Allen donated the land, and the barn. The whole story is just great. Sandhills Scenic Byway, there's people from the Sandhills there. Linda Tion was on hand, and I hate to start mentioning too many names because you'll leave a bunch of people out. There was a nice crowd there, and it was really, really nice. Had 29 pies entered in the contest.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Rick said that was double the normal amount, so that was cool. And Mrs. Otten won with her pie. I don't have the first name, but it's on Sandhills Express. And Summer Yarrington has a story on the radio this morning about that, nice little story about it. So pretty cool. The only thing out of all this, and I guess sometimes I just have a way of making things more complicated, as you said, maybe overthinking things a little bit. But we found out yesterday, it was announced on the breakfast show, breaking news, that they're going to build an outhouse.
Yes, we did have that breaking news story, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you folks, but I toss and turn all night. Is it going to be a wooden outhouse like you think of out on the farmer ranch back before plumbing was, popular? But it won't be a sod house outhouse, will it?
Oh, wow. I had no idea.
Because I'm thinking about that. It would be okay. But, typically with outhouses, after a while, they move them to a new location. And with the sod house, I don't think they can do that. So they're going to have to strip some trees and cut some lumber and make an outhouse. I would think it would be out of wood.
That would be my guess.
Because with an outhouse, you have to be able to move it to new locations for obvious reasons.
The one thing we did find out, I think Mike was the one that said this, wasn't he? It will be a good old-fashioned two-holer, I believe that's what he said.
I think Mike Adams said we could do the breakfast show, you and I, from the outhouse if it was a two-holer. Thanks a lot, Mike Adams. That visual is something we don't like to think about. But it was a great day. I think, having the sod house there is going to bring more people, more curiosity, and the barn is wonderful. And it was just a great time of year to highlight it because it's the end of the run. Rick Moss and all the volunteers who keep the Red Barn open for all the tourists that come up and down, which was fantastic this year. They had numbers up because they were also part of the Passport program. Just a really good year all the way through. And, those years coming off of COVID and all of those sorts of things. Remember when the eclipse came along, Rick and some volunteers had the barn and everything looking beautiful, and that hailstorm came in and just stripped everything. There's been some trials and tribulations along the way. And here they were yesterday. People could see the barn who hadn't seen it, walk up and see the soddy. And they added a couple of things from when we were there yesterday morning. They had a wagon there.
Oh, yeah.
And a Hereford cow.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Linda Tion brought that, and it was getting a drink out of the tank, and you could have your picture taken with it. So
that's nice.
Yeah, great crowd. Congratulations to everybody involved. And I know that there's a lot of people that help with that we don't even know about. But, of course, Rick Moss heads it up. And I think one of the cool things that was mentioned is several times that Shard Hirsch's name came up.
Yeah.
And I think that was the way it was yesterday as well. I think Mike Evans might have mentioned that because she was in the meeting where they discussed that. Now, it would be just like Shard Hirsch. We need to do this. We need to have a sod house. We can get it done. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Well, 10 years later, there it is. And it's just so cool how warm it is in there.
Yeah, that's what struck me when we were setting up for the show yesterday morning. It was kind of cool. And, it's not like we've had warm nights, lately. And so when I stepped in to the Saudi to kind of look around on the inside, that was the first thing that struck me. I'm like, oh, my goodness, it's warm in here.
Yeah.
So
if you leave the door shut, you would have just been comfy as a mouse, which, by the way, found its way in.
Yes. Yeah, sounds like it. So, but what a fun show yesterday. And I'm telling you, the beauty of watching that sunrise come up when we were getting ready to do the show yesterday morning, that was just great. That was a lot of fun.
That was the real deal, and we really enjoyed it. And thanks to Jeremy Shipe, who kind of instigated us going up there for the breakfast show. We knew we were going to cover the event, but that was a great way to kick it off. And if you haven't seen it, you can go to Sandhills Express and look at the Facebook video that Jeremy had 2 cameras going and scanned around during our interviews and so forth, and gave you a real feel of what it was like up there. But I think it'd be a great place to. In fact, Mike Evans was reminding folks when he closed the program yesterday, come on up and take a walk up to the lookout tower up there and enjoy the area. It's really beautiful up there, and get your exercise off streets and highways and use it. That's what it's for. So a lot of fun. Okay, now on a sadder note, I heard this morning or maybe even last night, and I see you have your Bears hoodie on. We lost Dick Butkus.
Yes, we did.
And he's 80 years old.
Uh-huh.
Passed away in his sleep, it sounded like maybe.
Yeah, we were getting ready to do the volleyball matches last night, and as we were getting ready to go on the air, I heard the Fox Sports update. Mm-hmm. I think it was 6 o'clock hour when they had announced that he had passed. So yeah, Brent's wearing his Chicago Bears Monsters of the Midway sweatshirt today because the head monster of the Midway for the Chicago Bears was Dick Butkus. Now, when he played, I was not at the age to, kind of watch those games live. But, man, anytime an NFL Films presentation came on that was featuring the Bears of old and featuring Dick Butkus, Brent was glued to the television. Man, oh, man. Just watching the old film of Dick Butkus, just a machine on the defensive side of the ball.
And Dick was not afraid to say what was on his mind.
Yeah.
And he was a commentator for quite a while. Made his name as being a tough NFL player. Back when he was playing, they didn't have plastic around their eyes and all these guards and so forth. You put a helmet with one bar on it, and you went out and went for it. The late Hall of Famer did pass away in his sleep at home in Malibu, California, was 80 years old. The Bears legend before Chicago's game against Washington last night passed away. 6'3" powerhouse, was such a menace on the gridiron he was called the Enforcer. And he played his entire career in his hometown of Chicago, winning Defensive Player of the Year twice. And then after retiring in 1973, he starred in TV commercials, movies, and called NFL games on CBS. He still posted his weekly pics on Instagram just recently, and for what it's worth, he was the commander over his beloved Bears up into the end. So it was pretty neat. that they have this information out for us today. But, yeah, he was one of those guys I think you probably wanted to get to know him and become his friend before you said too much around him, because I think he would put you in your place pretty quickly, because he would even do that on the air. If you know, somebody he disagreed with, he didn't care. He just went for it. So.
Well, I think he gave a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL a lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah, I bet he did.
When he played, man.
I bet he did. Switching gears to, I'm not going to say this is politics, but this has been going on a while. It's kind of puzzling. The president's dog has been booted from the White House.
Oh, my.
Yes. Bad dog. German Shepherd named Commander has been kicked out of the White House.
Does it give details as to why?
He's been biting people.
Oh, that's not good.
And this has been going on a while. This is kind of hard to really understand for a lot of us out here in the real world. If you have a dog that's biting people, you might want to do something about it. And some of the staff said it was a dangerous place to work because this German Shepherd had bitten a lot of different people, 12 documented cases. 11 of them were Secret Service guys or gals. So the White House said Commander isn't there anymore, and they're working towards a solution. I don't know what that solution would be, but anyway, the dog has been booted.
Okay.
I mean, you just can't have a dog going around biting people.
No, not in the White House.
Or any other house, for that matter.
That's true, too, but, man.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, school lunch menus. I got them right here. Thanks for listening, folks. We do appreciate it. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on a Friday. It's going to be a windy one, so be careful out there. We're going to see gusts up to 50 miles an hour if we haven't already. And I know there's going to be some traveling going on to ball games all over our listening area, so watch out for one another. Harvest season is in full bloom. So let's watch out for one another today and tonight as we're getting pushed around and getting ready for a frost tonight. The Prairie Pioneer Center menu on this Friday features beef stew, cottage cheese, fruit, and breadstick. And if you'd like to enjoy that meal, call them at 872-6121 by 9 o'clock this morning, and they'll have it ready for you.
All right, school lunch menus. We'll start with Broken Bow. Today, Twisted Dog, Pepperoni Pizza, Fresh Baked Zesty Combo Subs. Some of the choices at Broken Bow today.
And today at Callaway Hot Lunch, the 6th of October, all day, breakfast bar. Does that make sense to you?
I don't know. I'd have to see it.
Well, look at it and you see what you think. Look at 6th.
All right. Okay. Taverns for lunch today. I'm not sure what those are.
So the breakfast bar and the tavern are the same thing, or is
No, separate thing. Breakfast bar for breakfast, and then there's a semicolon, which to me separates breakfast from lunch.
The semicolon separates breakfast from lunch?
I believe so, yeah.
So you go from a bar to a tavern?
Well, yeah. Yeah, I guess you would. So, yes, breakfast bar for breakfast and then the tavern. But, yeah, I think that's what's listed for lunch, or taverns.
Callaway.
And I think we've had this discussion before as to what is a tavern, and I got to be honest, I'm not familiar with it. I'm not familiar with that dish.
Well, usually in a tavern there's a pool table and maybe a shuffleboard.
I don't think that's what they mean, but I don't know.
Breakfast bar, taverns at Callaway today. Thank you, Brent.
You're welcome.
I didn't mean to overthink that, but
Loup City today. Sassy, saucy wings.
Whoa.
Or a deli wrap and a hash brown patty on the lunch menu today at Loup City.
Oh, wow. At Anselmo Myrna today, this is kind of unsettling. Just talking about the dog who got booted out. Now today at Anselmo Myrna, they're having a twisted dog. Do you know what a twisted dog is?
No, I really don't.
Twist its tail to get it out of the house? I don't know. Uncrustable cheese and cracker platter, Pizza Hut pizza, vegetables, fruit, and milk at Anselmo Myrna today.
The Twisted Dog is a very popular choice. At Anselmo Myrna, it's at Broken Bow, and it's at Gothenburg today, too.
Man.
Along with fresh-baked Italian turkey sub, made fresh pepperoni pizza, some of your choices at Gothenburg today.
At Ansley today, they're having soft tacos.
All right, SEM today on this 6th day of October. Italian Dunkers on the lunch menu today at SEM.
Have you ever had an Italian dunker?
Nope.
What is an Italian
Maybe
dunker?
I have and
What
just
is
didn't
it?
know it. I don't know.
Do you know? I don't know.
I don't
We don't know half of what we're reading here.
No. That's kind of been a theme for the breakfast show for a very long time. We really don't know what we're talking about here.
It's on paper. We read it. We don't always
haven't
understand
for
it.
many years.
Sandhills Dunning. Chicken patty on a bun, chips, and peas. That's fairly straightforward.
Didn't I just read Broken Bow? I started with that, right?
I haven't.
Yeah, I know I did.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know how we ended up getting two.
Is there
Anyway.
two, or did you go clear around the horn?
No, that's a separate. Anyway,
okay.
I'll go to Sergeant. Sergeant, this is not as easy as it may seem.
Or as we make it be.
That's right. Sergeant Public School today. Sloppy Joe's, chips and baked beans, fruit cup, milk and salad bar.
Litchfield, just regular hot dogs. They're not twisting anything there. And they're having fruit, vegetables, and milk with that. Looks like they're having some donuts for breakfast. Hope Cadence doesn't overeat. Arnold today. Hot dogs on a bun. Fruit, vegetables, and milk at Arnold. That's our menus for today. Gonna play the game?
Yes, here we go. October is pizza month. So here's your final question about pizza. I am a very popular pizza topping from the fish family. But not everybody loves the taste I add to a pizza. I'm kind of one of those pizzas where you either like me or you don't. What kind of pizza am I? What kind of topping? Is it anchovies, catfish,
Ooh.
tuna,
Oh, boy.
or bass? I am a very popular pizza topping from the fish family, but not everybody loves the taste I add to a pizza. Am I an anchovy, a catfish, a tuna, or a bass?
Dave and Brent.
You two guys.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
The Secret Garden. Some secrets just can't be kept. Right now is the time to fall into savings. You'll find that fall decorations have been marked anywhere from 30 to 50% off. Don't forget to enjoy a $5 lunch or delicious smoothie or latte while you shop. Proverbs 3, verse 6. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. Open Friday 11:30 to 4:30 and Saturday 8:30 to 4:30. The Secret Garden, located 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north.
October is one of our favorite months at Team Physical Therapy because it's National Physical Therapy Month. October is focused on promoting the benefits of physical therapy, the importance of movement in our everyday lives, and overall wellness. Team Physical Therapy offers many therapies to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney, or call 872-5111. Here's to the month of celebrating physical therapy from Team Physical Therapy.
And we have Todd on the line. Good morning, Todd. How are you?
Good.
Good, good. How'd the irrigation season go?
It was a long season.
A long, yeah. It's one of those situations. I suppose you want it to be busy, but it's kind of nice when it kind of slows down a little bit. But I'm sure you took care of all your customers out there.
I would strongly recommend not leaving your pivot on tonight.
Yes, and the hoses and everything else, right?
Yep.
All right. Here's your question with Brent.
Okay, Todd, I am a very popular pizza topping from the fish family. Am I an anchovy, a catfish, a tuna, or a bass?
has to be anchovy.
Yes, it would have to be. Anchovies is right. Now, my question to you is, do you like, I've never had one. I've never had an anchovy pizza. Have you ever had anchovies on your pizza, Todd?
I've sampled it. There's other things I prefer.
Yeah, I hear you, man. All right. Well, hey, because you called in and answered correctly, we got a certificate that's going to get you a free 6-inch sub at Subway. So come on out and see us when you can.
I will. Thank you.
All right, Todd, be careful tonight. I understand you're going to be doing a little running, so, you might want to loosen up a little bit, stretch out before you do your thing, all right?
Don't want to see me pull a hammy.
Yeah, don't pull a hammy. Talk to you later. Thanks a lot.
Yep, thank you.
You bet. I think Todd told me he's going to be doing a little refereeing tonight. So
good.
Man, he must be in pretty good shape. You got to do a lot of running when you referee.
You do, yes, yeah. Yes, football. Yeah, football. You do. Basketball is the one.
Yeah.
That I watch those officials. I'm like, man, you got to be in shape.
I know. That's, when Gavin Higgins was here, he was doing some basketball refereeing, and he's a pretty young guy and in shape, and he'd be kind of stoved up for a couple of days sometimes after he'd do a whole weekend. But that let's kind of highlight that. If you have the knowledge and ability and you are physically able, they're really needing referees for all the sports, aren't they? Yeah,
they are. Yes, indeed. I think there might even be a spot on the NSAA website, nsaahome.org, that might give you some more information about how you can get involved and look into becoming an official if you have the desire to do so.
Yeah, there's a shortage, so let's help out if we can. Radio guys don't do that.
No.
It's not in our work classification. No. We first of all, you have to be in shape, and
correct. And we're pretty much winded by the time we get into the press box.
Yeah,
just climbing up the steps is a challenge for us.
It is. And just to kind of highlight that fact, Brent was talking earlier about how wonderful it was to see the sunrise. We're usually inside this room during the sunrise, so unless we peek out the window, we don't get to enjoy it like the folks out there in the country do, who can step out on the porch with their cup of coffee before they hop in the tractor or pickup or whatever they're doing that day. That's one of the things living in the country, I think, wonderful thing. You can see the stars and you can see the sun go up and down rather easily, and that's pretty comforting, really is. All right, we'll take a time out. We'll come back. We'll catch up on some news.
If you're looking for alternatives for your corn or soybean acres, look no further. Wheat or forages from Aeroseed are great options with low input costs and provide great rotational benefits to the next crop. Cereal forages like winter triticale, rye, or winter barley can give you grazing acres for cattle as well as a cash crop. Wheat will provide a cash crop along with the opportunity to double crop or plant a soil builder cover crop for an alternative grazing program and improved soil health. To learn more, call Aeroseed today.
The Food for Youth Challenge is underway, and our KCNI KBBN studios are a drop-off point. Last year's Food for Youth campaign collected over 5,500 snacks and meals for Custer County backpack programs and food pantries. With your help, we can beat that number this year. Through October 18th, bring canned food items, boxed food, peanut butter, or gift cards to our local grocery stores to our studios. Together, we'll fill those backpacks and food shelves so the youth in our area can avoid hunger.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Yep. CBS News special report. We are just getting an updated snapshot of the nation's labor market. The Labor Department says there were 336,000 jobs created in September. That's way up from 187,000 new positions the month before. Most of the gains in leisure, hospitality, healthcare, government. The bigger picture now from Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
According to the Labor Department, employers added an average of 399,000 jobs in 2022. 2022. So far in 2023, the monthly hiring pace has settled down to 236,000, with just 150,000 jobs added from June through August on average.
Once again, there were 336,000 jobs created in September, significantly more than the 187,000 the month before. Unemployment remains steady at 3.8%. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Also, in Nebraska news, the city of Atlanta will pay $3.75 million to the family of a Nebraska man who died after police handcuffed him face down. The city council approved the settlement Monday. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reported after the Fulton County medical examiner determined that Ricardo Dorado Jr.'s death on August 21st of 2022 was a homicide. The medical examiner ruled that the death of the Lexington, Nebraska resident was caused by prone restraint cardiac arrest. Complicating factors included Dorado having methamphetamine in his system, getting hit in the head by officers' batons during his arrest, and heart disease, according to the examiner's report. The newspaper reports that attorneys had notified the city of their intent to sue earlier this year, demanding $17.5 million in damages. The city agreed to settle the case before a lawsuit was filed.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Week 5 of the NFL got underway with Thursday Night Football, and the Bears snapped their franchise record 14-game losing skid with a 40-20 win on the road against the Commanders. Quarterback Justin Fields had 282 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and wide receiver DJ Moore had 230 yards receiving and 3 touchdowns. Chicago jumped out to a 17-0 lead, led 27-3 at the half en route to getting their first win of the season. Bears are now 1-4. Commanders dropped to 2-3. News from the NFL, where Bears legendary linebacker Dick Butkus passed away at the age of 80. Regarded as perhaps the greatest middle linebacker in NFL history, was a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 5-time All-Pro, was a member of the NFL's 100th anniversary team, and is a member of the Pro and College Football Halls of Fame. In baseball, New York Mets GM Billy Epler resigned amid a Major League Baseball investigation into placing players on the injured list with fake injuries.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Some clarity is possible in parts of the area early today. Sunny for this afternoon. Highs top out near 54 degrees. North-northwest winds will become strong, increasing to 15 to 30 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, clear with a widespread frost developing after midnight. A freeze is looking likely as lows falling to the lower 20s. West-northwest winds diminish to 5 to 15. Then highs warm all the way into the middle 60s on Saturday. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko.
They grow up so fast, and soon enough they're off to college. But as time goes by, the cost of tuition continues to rise. You know that college is important, but the expenses may seem out of reach. Edward Jones can help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Janet Lawhorn. Let's work together to help you tackle growing college expenses. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
Active Liver is one of many award-winning health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at Amazon.com or for a volume discount, visit NewNordicUSA.com. Available as a tablet or delicious sugar-free gummy. Protect and help your liver the easy and effective way with Active Liver at Amazon or NewNordicusa.com.
Brazers Bar and Grill in Arnold put themselves on the map with their excellent food and fun atmosphere, and they're adding even and more. Follow them on Facebook to check out their weekly featured burger and salad specials. Plus, watch Husker football and volleyball on one of their huge big screen TVs this Friday and Saturday night. The Friday night special is clams and linguine, plus steak and Alfredo. And Saturday night, it's prime rib and shrimp buffet, plus clams and linguine again. Folks, trust me, grab your friends, head to Grazer's Bar and Grill in Arnold. It's where good friends meet.
Sounds pretty tasty. 8:06 is your time. Let's take a look at birthdays for a moment here. On this 6th day of October, they do a little different on the sheet for this particular day on Friday. They do all birthdays for the weekend. So let's find Friday. Here it is. Tony Dungy. He's only 68. He's been retired as a coach for quite a long time, but he coached the Buccaneers and Colts and is the first black coach to win a Super Bowl. And now is in NFL analysis for NBC Sports. Does a good job, too. Kevin Cronin is 72. We can't fight this feeling anymore.
Oh, REO Speedwagon, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you going to play that, are you?
Come
on. I know you're going to because you can't fight that feeling anymore.
I can.
I bet you can't. I bet you can't fight the feeling to play the song.
I can fight it. I have another one in mind because tomorrow is a artist's birthday, so I'll play one for tomorrow. You have a birthday on your side?
We received an email asking us to wish Anita Phillips of Broken Bow a happy birthday on Friday, October 6th, which is today. So, Anita, happy birthday to you. Hope you have a very special day.
You betcha. Anybody having a birthday, have a special one. Tomorrow is John Cougar Mellencamp's birthday.
Now, does he use Cougar anymore?
No.
Is it okay? It's just John Mellencamp.
His first album released was John Cougar. I remember it well. Played it here on the Sunday album feature we did on KCNI many years ago, where we'd play the entire album on a Sunday afternoon. And I was so excited because I got this John Cougar album. And then he let everybody know after he kind of got a little more known that he didn't want to be known as John Cougar. It was his producer that thought he shouldn't just be John Mellencamp. So John Cougar was his handle, the first album, and then he said, I don't want to do that anymore. So it's actually, I don't know if he even likes to have John Cougar Mellencamp mentioned in that form, but John Mellencamp, this is probably one of his biggest hits from years ago, and maybe we can get to that I Can't Fight This Feeling later, maybe.
I bet you play it because you won't be able to fight the feeling.
Here's John Mellencamp.
only $1.99 per pound. And 5-pound bags of Our Family Idaho russet potatoes are 2 for $5. For dessert, Our Family 48-ounce ice creams are $3.89. Gary Superfoods, happy to serve you in Broken Bow 7 days a week.
Waking up Central Nebraska.
They are so funny.
KCNI, KBBN.
All right, sadly, we learned that Dick Butkus passed away yesterday evening, and he was famous for many things: coach, player, commentator, and...
Most people think I'm a real monster, but actually I'm quite sensitive. That's why I drink light beer from Miller. Tastes great, but what I really like is it's less filling. And light's got 1/3 less calories than the regular beer. I can't afford to get filled up. I'm too sensitive.
Okay, Mr. Sensitive, you're up.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Oh, yeah. That was, that was the one that featured Dick Butkus, but those Miller Lite commercials way back in the day.
Yeah.
With Dick Butkus and then other football players, I think Bubba Smith was in a lot of them, and then they started to incorporate people like Rodney Dangerfield, right?
Yes.
Into them, and oh man, those were some classic commercials back in the day.
Yep, classic guy, no doubt about it. Today, I'm a little worried.
Oh boy, okay.
I know. You're going to say it, Dave. Don't overthink it. But something going on here at the station. It's got me a little.
Oh
worried.
man, is it employee related?
Yes.
Or is it equipment related?
Oh no, that's always a worry. The employees don't always worry you, but I'm a little worried today.
Okay. You're not worried. Am I doing something?
No.
You and I are good?
No, let me look at your... Yeah, you're
All right.
good. You're good.
Okay.
I'm looking at your shoes there.
Oh.
Let's see here. We're going to...
Yes.
Christy, I have to ask you a question.
What?
Good morning to you, too.
Good morning.
I'm a little worried because I look out the window here. The door has a window in it, and I'm looking at our new employee, Summer, and she has kind of like some high heels on. They're kind of like make her taller.
Yeah.
And then I was walking out to check the weather, make sure, it's not too windy out there, and which reminds me I haven't done current conditions. But anyway, maybe that's why I was kind of thrown off because Teresa has really tall, block kind of high heels on.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was curious as to what your shoes are today.
I don't do high heels hardly ever.
So you have just regular shoes on?
Mm-hmm.
I know Kristen prefers to not wear shoes.
Yeah, I would actually prefer not to, too.
I don't think we can all run around here with no shoes on. But so it's not like something to make... Well, I'm just going to ask you. Do you like it when you're taller than a man?
Not really, no.
Okay. Because I just wondered if ladies sometimes just like looking down on guys.
I guess I could see that, yeah. I honestly have never thought about it that way, but,
Yeah.
Good point.
Okay. All
Power.
right. But you have just regular shoes on.
I do.
Kristen probably has... I've never seen Kristen in any high heels.
I don't know if I have either.
Now, I at one time I did see Jeff Bailey in some high heels.
Oh, really?
He was out here by himself at night, and he had his high heels on.
I missed that.
I did. I shouldn't have told you that.
Oh.
Thanks a lot.
Goodbye.
Bye. You're visualizing, aren't you? And
yeah,
Yikes. I would say if one of the guy employees here got caught in high heels, this song might fit.
tail dragger for you, baby.
Tail dragger George Thorogood for you here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. And I do apologize. I've never seen Jeff Bailey when he worked here for so many years in high heels. I just want to withdraw that.
So that was a false statement.
It was a false statement. It's not fair.
Yeah, folks, that's what happens when you're a radio DJ. You kind of get caught up in the skit or whatever, and in an attempt to be funny, you stretch the truth.
Go over the line.
Yep.
But I have seen yours truly and Bob Bowles in high heels and nylons.
I've seen pictures of that. Yeah. Thank goodness I did not get to take that in personally.
Oh, you know what really made that so wonderful is we dressed up like ladies for a promotion over at the country club, and we were serving someone I think a prize dinner like Valentine's Day or something like that. And we actually, I think we looked pretty hot, actually. But,
well, you had did the makeup and the lipstick and everything.
Oh yeah,
didn't you?
High heels, nylons, dress. But both of us had beards, and that kind of took a little away from it.
Yeah.
But the really sweet memory from that was. Some of you will remember Carl Norden was a banker here for many years.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And he was there that night having supper, and he was up to the bar ordering his cocktails, I suppose. And, well, we were able to love him up a little bit. That was so much fun. All right. The Nebraska Department of Transportation is looking for a couple of positions to fill in Broken Bow and Oconto, highway maintenance worker positions. And if you're hired, they'll provide training, career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, and a work-life balance. They also offer with the hire a comprehensive benefits package and include a matching retirement contribution. And you must apply online. Here's your internet address. Apply at statejobs.nebraska.gov. And the state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer.
Here we are in a new month. It's October, so Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts in Broken Bow have announced their special drinks for this month. And here they are. For the month of October, the Spookalicious Chai, a mixture of vanilla chai, pumpkin, and cinnamon, the caramel apple cider, the Toasty Mocha, mixture of chocolate sauce and toasted marshmallow, the Jack-o'-lantern, pumpkin spice and caramel, and the London Fog, a mixture of Earl Grey tea, vanilla, and steamed milk. Their drinks can be ordered iced, blended, or hot, and don't forget you can also grab a delicious pastry or one of Sarah's sweets. Also, they have a chicken salad sandwich for lunch, or grab their breakfast sandwich to get your day started off right. Prairie Grounds Cafe and Gifts, just east of the courthouse on Highway 2 in Broken Bow. Open now Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m.
8:25. Reliving that moment, sorry. It's Garlic Lovers Day, too, by the way, if you're a garlic lover. Yes.
Okay. I actually, things like garlic bread and putting garlic in the pasta sauce or whatever. I'm into that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lily, actually.
Oh.
If you want to know the plant type, it's really a lily. And Gilroy, California is considered the garlic capital of the world. You can even smell the community when you drive by if your windows are up. That's how strong it is. China is the leading producer of garlic worldwide.
No.
Yeah. And they consume more of it than any other country. So consider that if you're going to date a China girl. She might smell a little bit like garlic.
Okay.
I don't know for sure. I'm just saying. I'm thinking David Bowie, my little China girl, and I could play that, but John Cox over in Sargent, he just goes nuts over that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to ruin his day.
I hear he's a big David Bowie fan.
Well, he's a China Girl fan.
Yeah, loves that song.
That particular song, he just goes for. It's kind of like the Radiator Man with a particular song we play for him every once in a while.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So we have another piece queued up. We are sad to say that Dick Butkus passed away, and we happened to catch one of his Miller Lite commercials, and then Brent brought up that it kind of evolved from his first ones, and he started having comedians and other football players, stars, in it with him. This one is called the First Annual Light Beer Banquet. So let's see what it sounds like.
Tonight we're brought together here by two dudes we all love. Good food and light beer from Miller. I want to take this opportunity myself to tell you, I don't get no respect.
Gaston, je dis saignant. Si elle est pas saignante, then what is it?
Meatloaf sandwich and a light. Gentlemen, as we all know and appreciate, light has 1/3 less calories than a regular beer, and it's less filling.
But the best thing is it tastes great.
Less filling.
Gentlemen.
Hey, Deacon, pass the roll. Hey, Charlie, that's my beer.
No, this is by your broccoli. This is my broccoli.
That's my beer.
What's wrong with you guys?
Hey, Bubba, you want the peas?
Ooh, you gonna eat all that?
Just showing off.
Gentlemen, in closing, I'd like to think I speak for all of us, but I say if it wasn't for light, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Hey, you pound.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
All right, pretty cool.
The great debate back then, less filling or taste great?
That was a big debate, and it was a great campaign. We'll be right back.
Barney Health Mart in Broken Bow invites you to one of their upcoming flu shot clinics. It's as simple as walking through their door just off the square in Broken Bow. The high dose for those ages 65 and older is available, as well as the regular dose. No appointment is necessary. The next flu shot clinic is Monday the 9th, with many more scheduled in the future if you can't make it. Flu shot clinics at Barney Health Mart in Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Aero Aviation is happy to have served the area since 1971, and they look forward to serving you for years to come. Their aircraft is equipped with the latest in GPS guidance and flow control technology, and they're always searching for the next big thing in aviation. Contact Casey and Melissa Williams at 872-5113 and talk to them about your fall pasture spraying. That's Aero Aviation, proud to serve Custer County and surrounding areas.
Dave.
Yeah.
Dave.
What?
The commercial ended. We're on.
Sorry, Brent. Sorry, audience. I just can't get the visual out of my head of Jeff Bailey wearing high heels while he was doing a ball game here. And it's not true. It didn't happen, but now it's in my head.
Oh. You are an avid dreamer. That's what I have found out over the years, knowing you as long as I have. You are an avid dreamer, and what has always amazed me about you is the way you can recall your dreams and share them detail for detail. I can't do that. I dream like everybody dreams, and sometimes mine are very weird, but I just can't. I can't wake up and then like share all of the details, but you can. I've always found that interesting.
It's been a little stressful lately. I haven't told my wife this. I don't know how she'd feel about it, but I've been having some dreams centered around our relationship.
Oh, okay. Are you sure you want to go there?
Well,
today?
Lately, when I've been having dreams about us, and the last one I recall is we were in this big house and there was cubby holes everywhere in this house, like in the floor, and some of our friends would come out of the cubby holes. I remember Dave Houston in one of those cubby holes. But anyway, good thing is he's a retired lawyer, so if I get in trouble here, he might be able to help me out. But the dreams lately, I don't know if you have this, folks, but Joan in my dreams is like maybe in her late 20s, early 30s.
Oh.
And I'm like my age.
Oh.
And she's not really interested in spending any time with me because I'm old.
Wow.
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. Listen, I'm not an expert. I'm not a dream. I'm not trained in dream analysis or anything like that. But it sounds like insecurity to me.
Really?
Yeah, it does.
Oh gosh, I hate that. that worries me. I think I'll just do a diversion. A lot of times when you have those kind of problems, you need a diversion.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go get my hearing checked.
Oh, well, okay.
Just to take my mind off of that dream sequence.
Ah.
And
well, maybe it's something inside your ear that's causing you to dream.
Well, it's definitely something inside my head. So, I think a good baseline hearing check is a good idea for you folks out there too, no matter what you're dreaming, or if you're having any dreams at all. If you can't hear, your quality of life is not what it could be, and sometimes you don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm kind of one of those hypocrites because I've been recently to Roxanne's Nebraska Land Hearing Center, took a relative there to have their hearing checked. And being in radio for all these years and wearing a headset every day, can't imagine that there isn't some loss there. I need to go do that. If you work around heavy equipment, farm equipment, maybe you're on a job where there's a lot of noise around you. I couldn't believe yesterday when we were up top there by the sod house how much noise comes up from Highway 2. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Just day-to-day wear and tear on your ears. You just need to have a checkup, and if it's okay, fine. Then a year from then, go have it checked again. That gives you a baseline, and you can get it corrected earlier than later because you don't even know how much you're missing in life.
Correct, yes.
Right. So, Roxanne, Nebraska Land Hearing, will do the hearing check for you at no charge. And if you need hearing aids, then she has lots of different options. She also gives you discounts for buying local and using her services. Call her at 308-384-3852 to make an appointment. She is located in the Broken Bow Chamber Building on the east side of the square. The business name is on the glass window in front. If you drop by and she's not there, you can call her and set up an appointment. She always answers her answering machine very promptly. 308-384-3852.
Off-Broadway Assisted Living in Broken Bow is going to be hosting a job fair coming up on October 11th from 1 to 4 at their facility. They are hiring for the current positions: caregivers, day shift, part-time; medication aides, full-time, day shift; housekeeping, days only, that's a full-time position; cook assistant for days, part-time; and an evening cook. That would be a part-time position as well. If you're interested in something that is rewarding, fun, and flexible, this is your chance to help with the elderly and make that career change today. To find out more, we encourage you to stop by their job fair on October 11th from 1 to 4 at Off-Broadway Assisted Living.
So you think it's that I could be insecure?
Yeah.
If I'm dreaming that I'm my age, and my wife of 53 years is in her late 20s, early 30s, I don't know exactly, but in the dream she's much younger than I am. You think that's insecurity?
I'm going to go with that, yes. Like I said, I'm not an expert.
Well,
but sounds like insecurity issues to me.
Oh gosh. Oh my. Well, again, maybe another diversion. Maybe I should take Joan out and, just kind of reaffirm that we're about the same age.
Oh.
Take her out for a good time somewhere and pretend we're in our 20s together.
Well, there, yeah.
I could probably do that this weekend at Kincaid's.
Yeah, it's Oktoberfest.
Yes, and they have exclusive beer, sausage, and pretzels. And I'm not going to try to pronounce any of these names. I'm just going to tell you, I'm already insecure. I'm not going to go there, and I don't know my German very well. But they have these games like the keg throwing, cornhole tournament, beer relay. They have the Stein hoist, the Stein stamina, and they have all kinds of fun games centered around their wonderful brews of different beers, especially, I would imagine, around the German blends. And they have live music. Now, maybe I could take Joan and we could polka.
Hey, there you go. I'd like to see that.
Because they're having Angie Kriz and the Polka Tunes from noon until 3 p.m. on Saturday, tomorrow. And that's right in the wheelhouse for time. for folks who are older because it's 12 to 3. It's not late. And then the Killigans will play from 3:30 p.m. until 6:30 p.m., and them Uke boys from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. at Kincaid's on the north side of Broken Bow. Oktoberfest, big deal. They have people come from all over for it, and the weather won't be too awfully bad as far as comfort goes tomorrow, and they have that nice deck, and it shelters the wind. And, of course, they have the add-on dining room now. So they're ready to go for you. Take it in. It's a big deal. And if you're feeling a little insecure about maybe you haven't went out with your friends or relatives or your wife that are somewhere near the same age, get out there and show off that you can still do it at Kincaid's tomorrow.
Well said.
Thanks, Brent.
Hey, we visited with Ladarius a few days ago, Ladarius at the Pizza Hut, and during our conversation, he extended a big invitation to everybody to come dine in at the Pizza Hut. I think they're doing some new things. They're kind of changing things up in the dining area a little bit. He told me they've got some TVs coming in.
Oh, wow.
So
watch
I don't know if they're there yet or not, but when they get there, you can have pizza, enjoy the game, and whatever. So Ladarius giving you a big invitation to dine in at the Pizza Hut. They do remind you that dine-in is open. And, of course, they do the carry-out and delivery as well at the Pizza Hut. So if you've got maybe you're hosting friends and family for the game tonight between Nebraska and Illinois.
Right.
Who wants to cook?
Nobody.
Nobody, and nothing goes better with football than pizza. So the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow, open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Swing on in, dine in, or, as we mentioned, carry-out delivery, always available. And they are looking for people to join their team. If you're interested in a part-time position or maybe even a full-time position, stop by and visit with Ladarius at the Pizza Hut in Broken Bow.
I know another place I can go to talk about maybe what you're indicating you believe that I have right now, insecurity.
Well, that's just my opinion.
I can go to the Whiskey Barrel and talk to Stan.
Ah, there you go.
I would talk to Tina, but she would just tell me I'm weird, and I've always been insecure, and I don't want to hear that. But Stan might. No, Stan, he won't pamper me at all.
No, he'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But while I'm there, I can pick up my favorite adult beverage, and when I put it in the cooler, I'm actually going to warm it up. So that could be a nice diversion. If I'm feeling a little insecure, I just say, watch this. And I'll buy a 6-pack of pop or whatever, adult beverage, put it in the cooler in ice, and I'll actually be warming it up. And I have a conversation about that, kind of divert my insecurities. And then I could ask Stan about these particular dreams, and I'm sure, lo and behold, he will have some thoughts on them. And it probably won't take very long. You'll find the staff at the Whiskey Barrel to be friendly, just really good people. And you're going to like doing business there if you haven't before. I personally like going to a spirit shop to get spirits. And it just seems like the natural thing to do, and they are there for you 7 days a week. And you'll have a great conversation while you're there. And you'll get words of wisdom from Stan because he knows it all.
We're in the month of October. That means Halloween. Coming up.
No.
It's the scary time of year. And if you want to do something fun this October or Halloween season, we invite you to go over and check out Knee Knocker Woods. If you haven't already, it's just outside Gibbon, Nebraska. They're going to be celebrating their 10th anniversary, 10 years of scares, with nightly specials and free giveaways, including multiple T-shirt launches on the hour and the chance to win unique limited edition shirt design at each zombie skill game. This place is amazing. It's kind of, it's put, I think they call it animatronics.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. And it's all about walking through the woods and encountering zombies. So it is quite an experience. And people, you talk about people coming from all over.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we were told of a story that I think the person was from L.A., Is that right? The folks who put this together and run Knee-Knocker Woods told us of someone who actually flew in on like a private jet just to go through Knee-Knocker Woods.
Wow.
So it's a really neat thing. If you haven't checked it out, we encourage you to do so. It's just outside Gibbon, Nebraska. Tickets can be purchased online at kneeknockerwood.com or at their ticket booth, which opens at 6 p.m. on their regular nights of operations. Or they also have tickets available at Axe's, which is downtown Gibbon, 707 Front Street from 5 to 10 p.m. every Friday and Saturday throughout the month of October. Now, they do encourage you to, or when you come and park, if you want to avoid the Highway 30 parking hassle, they encourage you to instead enter off Highway 30, follow the signs around to their north parking lot at 46245 78th Road. By doing so, you will even be able to cross the creepy bridge and ride the free zombie tram to the front.
Wow.
So check it out this Halloween and this October. Knee-Knocker Woods, Gibbon, Nebraska.
Well, Jeremy Shipe has been coming up with some great ideas, and one of his ideas, other than the Saudi House broadcast yesterday, the Sod House video and radio broadcast yesterday, he's been working with the Food for Youth Challenge, and he wants us to get more involved in it, and so we did. And we are a drop-off point for your donations. And here's the deal. For every 5 items you bring to our studios for the Food for Youth Challenge, you'll be entered into a drawing for one of 5 $15 gift certificates to Juanito's in Broken Bow. And so you'll be able to enjoy their good cuisine there. We'll draw for 5 winners on Monday, the 16th, on The Breakfast Show. Now, eligible items include canned items such as ravioli, soup, vegetables, fruit, and so forth, boxed foods like macaroni and pasta and cereal, hamburger helper, those sorts of things, peanut butter, and gift cards to the local grocery stores. Now, together, we can fill the backpacks and food shelves to ensure that our youth in the area can avoid hunger. And if you think it's not real, you're wrong. I'll just say that. And Adams Land and Cattle's been a big push on this. They've been doing this for a few years, very successful. We're excited to be a part of it. And again, for every 5 items you bring to our studios for the Food for Youth Challenge, you'll be entered for a drawing for one of those $15 certificates to Juanito's.
All right. We encourage you to check out Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold, Nebraska. They're open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5, open on Saturday from 9 until 3. Come in now and check out their beautiful decor to help brighten your space. Fall, of course, is here, so check out the deep fall-colored trees, garland, flowers, and plants. They have artificial pumpkins of different kinds and sizes, fall tins for decorating, accent lighting with warm hues, wall hangings or cute signs that touch on the season, and Halloween decor. At Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts, don't forget to check out their unique purse line that they have as well. And take a look at pictures on their Facebook page to see what they have to offer. Also, Brubaker's wants to remind you that they have gift registries for weddings, baby showers, or wish list for any occasion. Coffee with a friend, always a good idea. Stop in and enjoy a coffee, a latte, a smoothie, cappuccino, their delicious baked goods, and you can shop gifts for all ages at Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts in Arnold, open Tuesday through Friday, 8 to 5, open on Saturday from 9 to 3.
Thank you, Brent. Life insurance. Now, I know sometimes when that is said, life insurance, you click the button off in your brain. Do not do that. Life insurance has many different options anymore. And if we think about life insurance properly, it's not for us. It's not for the person who passes away. It's for the people that you care about. So it's very important. So September is Life Insurance Awareness Month, and Jack Lindstrom at Universal Insurance Agency, which is a division of GTA Insurance Group, specializes in selling life insurance, and they'd like to talk to you about how to protect yourself and your loved ones. Universal is located on E Street in Broken Bow, and you can contact them at 872-6438 or online at www.gtagroup.com. And again, life insurance isn't for people who die. It's for people who live. All right, now, Brent, you've got a really cool interview coming up before we close the show today. You want to talk about that a little bit?
This weekend, I believe it's on Sunday, the 1973 Ansley Volleyball team will be inducted into the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame. This marks the 50th anniversary of the Ansley Volleyball team winning the Class C State Volleyball Championship. And in honor of that accomplishment, the 73 championship team will be inducted into the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame as this year's Golden Anniversary team. Now, the coach of that team was Pat Hoblin. It was her first year as coach, her first teaching job, I believe she told me. Wow. And so we reached out to Pat, and she was so kind to spend a few minutes with us to talk about the 73 team and the honor of being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
All right, so we'll have that for you in just a little bit. And oddly enough, it's National Coaches Day.
There
which
you go.
really fits, honoring the men and women who sacrifice their evenings and weekends to inspire young folks to work harder and do their best. And you probably have a coach out there you remember, whether it would be in elementary, junior high, high school, summer sports. I'm sure there was a coach that touched your life and helped you out along the way. So this is National Coaches Day, and certainly Mrs. Hoblin is a fine example of that. And we'll have that interview for you a little bit. Also, wanted to remind you that on Public Affairs today, Summer Yarrington will be visiting with Stephanie with the Broken Bow Chamber about activities there, and we're going to have part 2 of the BD Women's Initiative Network conversation on Public Affairs today on KCNI just after 10 o'clock. So keep your dial set there if you want to catch up on Public Affairs, and, of course, Party Line, and we'll have the Real Family Life and all of that in that 10 o'clock hour for you. I believe Jeremy will be your host on Party Line today, so that's all set. We're going to take a time out. We have some Jackson Brown lined up, and then we'll have that interview that Brent just promoted for you here on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Harvest is here. Bruning Bank enables you to manage your finances from the field, combine, grain cart, or wherever you are with 24/7 access to your accounts. Check your balances with mobile banking, keep up with spending with at-a-glance account review, and enjoy the many uses and advantages of My Card. Learn more at bruningbank.com. Bruning Bank is extremely grateful for all the farmers and everyone who helps with harvest. Bruning Bank, member FDIC.
Is pain keeping you from doing what you love? If your neck, shoulders, back, or knees are preventing you from feeling your best, it's time to take action. Whether you've had it for years or it's due to a recent injury, you don't have to live with the pain. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow offers personalized treatments and flexible appointments that work around your busy schedule. Call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or visit us on the web at pearsonpt.com. The treatment you need, the care you deserve.
If you're wanting to build a new home but aren't sure which way to go, well, the first direction you should go is to Ansley Lumber and Supply. If a house or a barn dominium interests you, they do estimates for post-frame buildings. Ansley Lumber is proud to offer reliable brands of shingles, composite decking, siding, railing, windows, lumber, trusses, and more. Because you want your home to be strong and beautiful. Ansley Lumber and Supply, downtown Ansley, for projects big and small.
Sure, we've been scaring the bejeebers out of you at Knee-Knocker Woods for 10 years now, but it ain't all scary. New this season, Grandma Grimm's Jack-o'-lantern Jaunt is perfect for brave children and skittish grown-ups. It's all the fun without the fright. Plus all kind of games to play, monstrously good eats, and a gift shop that'll make your Halloween complete. Knee-Knocker Woods in Gibbon is open every weekend in October. Pick up your discount coupon at Pump and Pantry.
Don't be scared, Daddy. I'll hold your hand.
Get your tickets now at KneeKnockerWoods.com.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Now all you got to do is call, and I'll be there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend.
Sometimes life changes just like the seasons. Do you have the right accounts for where you're at in life? Call or stop by any NSB branch in Broken Bow, Myrna, or Callaway, and they'll be there. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
You've got a friend.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show, and we invite you to stay tuned. We'll we'll have that. We'll save that for you, the musically Jackson Brown little feature we're going to have for you a little bit later on in the show, because we want to go to that interview. And if you want to promo that again, Brett, we'll just go right to it.
We've got Pat Hoblin, who is going to be visiting with us. She was the head coach of the 1973 Ansley volleyball team that won the state championship that year. Well, this year marks the 50th anniversary of the Ansley volleyball team winning the Class C State Volleyball Championship. And in honor of that accomplishment, the 73 championship team will be inducted into the Nebraska High School Sports Hall of Fame on Sunday as this year's golden anniversary team. The coach of that Ansley team was Hall of Fame coach Pat Hoblin, who joins us on KCNI KBBN Radio. Coach, thank you very much for taking the time. How are you?
I'm fine. It's my pleasure to be here.
Pat, I guess my first question would be this. Can you believe it's been 50 years since that team won the state title?
It's unbelievable, and the time has gone so fast, and then you remember all the stories from back then. It's been a wonderful journey.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Pat, but this was your first year as head coach of Ansley, correct, in 73?
Yes, it was my first teaching job and my first coaching job, and I didn't have an assistant for a long time, so that was an interesting fact also, I guess.
Did you know right away that maybe you had something special with that team, or did it kind of come later in the season for you?
Well, actually, you know, I think you go through the season and hope things continue to progress as they were. And I don't think you realize until after it's all over and said and done what you accomplished that year.
What were some of the things that you think made that 73 team special?
Well, I think they bought into the program. I think their parents stood by their girls and stood by the program, great supporters. And then the girls, I think they worked exceedingly hard. A lot of them were farm girls, and they knew how to work. And I just, you know, very down-to-earth, basic, good kids.
Can you talk about just kind of the journey and going through the state tournament, even just qualifying for it? Things were a little bit different then than they are today.
Yeah, we played 3 sets. You had to win 2 out of 3, and they only went to 15, but you had to win by 2. So, you know, you could get some, 16-14 or some higher scores. There was no rally scoring. You just had to get to 15 first. So that was, quite different from now. The game has changed a lot over the years. But anyway, that was one of the things, was 3 sets. And so...
I was looking at some of the matches and the results of that, right, that you beat in the final.
Yes.
But I was looking at Meade. It looked like that must have been quite a match in the semifinals. Are those some of the games that kind of stand out to you, or what are some of the games that stand out during that run?
Well, absolutely. I would say we had a regional game against Sandy Creek. And we had to go to Grand Island Central Catholic, and we had quite a snowstorm. In fact, it was still snowing that day, but the state said we had to play the game. And it was black ice, and I drove a car, our principal drove a car, and then we had a parent that drove a car, and I think there was 3 vehicles that went down. And if I'm not sure, I think that was the only 2 people in the stands that day. And so that was quite an interesting game. And then the Meade game, that was a very, very good match. Here's an interesting sidelight about that. several years later, we took a busload of girls to the Coliseum to watch the university play.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some people behind us. I had extra tickets, and I said, would you be interested in these tickets? You can have them if you want. And the lady said, well, where are you from? And I said, well, we're from Ansley, and I brought my team down to watch the game. And she said, no, she said, I don't think I want the tickets. And I said, oh. She said, well, I'm from Meade, and you beat us at the state tournament when I played. So she didn't take the tickets.
Oh, that's a great story, Pat. What a great story. I'm sure that this honor with the 73 team has definitely prompted a reconnection with players on the team, and I'm guessing that maybe has been as special as the honor itself.
Oh, absolutely. You know, a lot of times you have the class reunions, but these girls are across 4 grades, and so the school had a little get-together for the kids, and it was just amazing how each girl remembered things differently, and it's just a special connection. I have called each one of the girls on the team, so I have gotten to talk to all of them, which has been quite an honor, and a wonderful journey here for these girls. And wonderful to make those connections after a number of years.
Yeah. Well, I know that it brings back a lot of great memories for people who were around during that time and can remember the team. And we really hope that you and the entire team and those who are able to be there have a very special day when you're inducted.
Oh, I'm sure they will. It's such an honor for these girls to be inducted. They're still girls.
Yes.
But it's just such an honor for them, and I am so tickled for them.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for visiting with us and taking us down memory lane a little bit, and we hope you have a great time this weekend.
I'm sure we will, and thank you so much for having us.
Coach Pat Hoblin joining us on KCNI KBBN Radio.
Oh, that was fun to listen to, Brent. Those are great stories, and I'm sure they'll be passing along more back and forth through the upcoming days, but great memories.
Yes, indeed, yeah. Thank you, Pat Hoblin, for taking a few minutes to visit with us. Really appreciate it.
Yes, what a class act.
Yes.
Pat is.
Yep.
It's so good to have her on the air. Thank you, Pat. We appreciate your time. We're going to have some news coming your way, little Jackson Brown, and more coming up. We're going to talk about body language in the last half hour. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be interesting.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report, a big surprise in the newest report on jobs. Bankrate's Mark Hamrick.
Payrolls growth came in about twice the amount expected at 336,000. The unemployment rate remains at 3.8%, which is regarded as still historically low.
Notable gains for the month of September were in leisure and hospitality, government, and healthcare. John Waldman at home base.
I think this report is showing that we have a healthy economy that is normalizing a bit from the last few years.
Hamrick says the Fed will take note of the new numbers.
The Federal Reserve looks at this and sees the job market remaining robust and will be eager to see the forthcoming data on inflation ahead of their scheduled announcement on interest rates November 1st.
The Dow down 100 in early trading, S&P off 20. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Kevin Wyatt.
Thursday night football, the Bears snapping their 14-game losing streak with a 40-20 win against the Commanders. Chicago quarterback Justin Fields threw for 282 yards and 4 touchdowns. And wide receiver DJ Moore, I hope he started him in fantasy this week because he had 230 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. College football action last night. Liberty knocked off Sam Houston 21-16 as they improved to 5-0 on the season. Western Kentucky tops Louisiana Tech 35-28 to move to 2-0 in Conference USA play. Major League Baseball, the New York Post reporting that former Mets general manager Billy Epler is under investigation for improper use of the injured list, which includes placing players on it who are otherwise capable of playing. Epler resigned as the Mets general manager earlier this week.
Here's your weatherology forecast. Sunshine today with our high nearing 54. North winds between 20 and 30 and gusting as high as 45. Some frost possible overnight, clear skies with a low around 24. Sunny with a high of 66 throughout Saturday and clear skies over Saturday night with a low around 39. Sunny and 73 into Sunday, then staying clear into Sunday night with a low around 35. A bit cooler on Monday, sunny and 64, and then clear and 34 throughout Monday night. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Kara Foster.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
9:03 is your time. And your temperature right now, let me look here, is about 43 degrees, 44 right in there. Under a clearing sky, the winds are all the way up to 30, 35 miles per hour at times.
Yeah, they're going to be a big factor all day, aren't they?
They sure are. So, as again, we mentioned, as you travel, batten down those hatches. It's going to push you around a little bit. Be very, very careful.
You're crossing your arms.
Yes, what does that mean?
Does that mean something? I don't know. Quite frankly, the way you're crossing them and then the way you're looking at me, I'm going to go with this. You look like you want to be combative.
That is correct.
Oh, great. Wonderful.
I'm not going to, but we're going to talk about body language just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Maybe I'm not going to get. I thought I'd get Teresa. She must not be there, or maybe she just learned now not to. She's not going to answer.
She learns quick, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I see who this is. I don't want to talk to them.
Well,
I've got work to do.
I thought she could help me.
Oh.
Us, I should say, and our audience. She actually is a certified nurse.
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
And I thought maybe as being in the nursing business, I don't know if you call it nursing business, but in the nursing field, if they ever had classes on body language of your patients.
Ah.
You know, sometimes you would, even in your own home, say, honey, how are you feeling? I'm fine.
Yeah, but you can tell by the body language that I don't think they're fine.
Maybe their shoulders are a little slumped,
Yeah.
or they don't look you in the eye. They kind of turn off to the side. I notice a lot of times when you watch interviews with celebrities and politicians, their body language is kind of interesting to watch. Because depending on the person and what field they're in, they might look their interviewer right in the eye, or they might, not look at them at all.
Mm-hmm. Or squirm around in their chair a lot.
Yeah. I know there's no question with Christy's body language what she's, feeling. Are you going to go there with me? Or?
No, I'm not. Nope. You're on your own, Bernie.
Well,
you wanted to go down this road. You can sometimes just walk the road alone.
All right. Well, here we go. It's National Body Language Day.
Okay.
Today, first Friday in October. And, really, where would we be without body language? Because just of some of the examples, you have a child or your spouse or your mom, your dad, or your workmate, and you say, how you doing? And they go, I'm fine. And then you watch, and their body language tells you that either they're down about something or they're not feeling good. And, of course, it goes all the way to animals. If you watch your animals, they'll tell you by the way they're positioning themselves and walking and so forth, how they feel. So it is a pretty important thing. If you have a passive or aggressive partner, it's good to know body language, because you kind of get a tip off there, and you sometimes you'll make your partner mad, and you can tell by their body language because they're not going to tell you, right? You say, how you doing, sweetheart, or honey? Fine. Kind of a short little fine, and then you get the body language, and they're not going to tell you that they're mad because you did something or didn't do something. You just know because maybe they crossed their arms or some little signal, the look on their face. So, go apologize and go clean the bathroom, and everything will be fine.
There you go. Now, back in the day, this was a long time, I was kind of grown up, but there was, I don't know if this is still a thing or not, but I was told a long time ago that, you know how lots of times we'll cross our legs? Well, if you cross your legs, and where your, I guess where you would say where your foot is pointing, as you're crossing your leg, that meant that you liked the person to that side. You know what I'm talking about?
What? Really?
Yeah, I was told that. Is there anything to that?
I don't know. And we're not going to Google it, folks, because it just takes all the fun out of the conversation. If you might not even get the right information, but you can't have these conversations if you Google them.
Correct. I was told that. I never knew if there was any truth to it or not.
So say that again. You cross your legs.
Yeah, so I'm crossing my legs. I've got my right leg up over my left leg.
Yes.
Okay. So my foot is like pointing to the left. Okay. So with me, if I was like sitting next to people, then with the way my legs are crossed, I would be saying that, hey, I like the person to my left. Now, if I were to change that around,
away,
and bring the left leg up, and my foot would be pointing to the right, then that would be a sign that I like the person to my right.
Or you didn't like the person to your left, and maybe there wouldn't even be anybody over there.
True, yes. Yeah.
You just point your foot away from that person.
Yeah.
That's
what I was told a long time ago. And I never knew if that was true or not. Because for me, I'll just be honest with you, when I cross my legs, I always bring the right leg up because it's just more comfortable for me.
Well, where you're
it's not there. It's not, for some reason, it's not real comfortable when I bring the left leg.
Well, you're
up and cross my legs that way.
You're a leg jitterer, though. I mean,
very much so.
Yeah.
And I don't even know I'm doing it half the time.
My wife does. She's her toes wiggle like they aren't part of her body.
Yeah. My big thing, I can even kind of get it going right now. I have a tendency to I'll just bounce my leg really, really fast.
Yeah, you
know
do
what
that
I mean?
a lot. Yeah.
And one of my favorite stories about that, I didn't even know I was doing it. We were doing the Sork race.
Yeah.
And we were set up in the back of Jeremy's pickup. We had the table there, and the camera was in the box of the pickup as well. Well, I guess you would call it a nervous twitch or whatever, and my left leg just started bouncing up and down. I didn't even know what was going on. Well, what was happening was I was shaking the camera.
Yeah. Well, I think that probably...
And Jeremy was trying to be so professional and polite, trying to get my attention. Apperson, quit doing that. You're shaking the camera.
Well, I don't know if that's body language, but I guess it sort of is. But you don't really know you're doing it, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with, and we're going to go back maybe to the insecurity thing. It might be an insecurity trigger due to the fact that you learned yesterday that your dad's name is Jimmy.
I haven't talked to Dad yet. I need to. That was really great. That came from our conversation yesterday when we were up at the Saudi. There was someone who went to country school with my dad and had a picture of the class, and then on the back it had all the names of the students, and it had my dad's name is James, but everybody calls him Jim. What I didn't know was that he was called Jimmy, because it was written right there on the back of the picture. I haven't called Dad yet. I need to do that.
Check with him.
I can't wait to give him a hard time.
And tell him that Dave was curious if that means he's related to Jimi Hendrix.
Okay, I'll ask him that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We're going to take a time out or two. We've got some Jackson Brown lined up for you. And then we'll see if we can get a hold of, we're going to try to get a hold of the Subway folks. That's coming up right after these words.
Chiropractic care can help your subtle ailments. If you have headaches, neck or back pain, arm or leg pain, or something else, call Dr. Doug Bazin at Broken Bow Chiropractic. He'll get those roadblocks out of the way. 872-3106.
The 2023 Healing Hearts and Families Gala is coming up soon. Join the midnight at the Masquerade Murder Mystery Dinner Fun. Tickets for the dinner, entertainment, and live and silent auctions are $50 each.
I just wondered.
But
I know. It's like, I've never thought about that one. That's a good one to think about, though.
I am sure, though, that you've had, I know you've had some customers do this because I know I'm one of them. When you walk in, and I think that I probably make your wonderful help a little bit annoyed sometimes. I'm one of those customers that will walk in, there's a line, okay? There's like 3-4 people ahead of me. That means I have 3-4 people ahead of me to look at the board, to decide what I want, and have it ready to present to the person helping me. But yet I will stand there, and then when it finally gets to be my turn, and there are people now behind me, so what can we get you today? And then I go, well, I don't know. Let me see. What? Does that annoy you?
No, that don't annoy me. I do the same thing when I go somewhere.
I just that happens to me all the time. I'll be at Subway
you
and
think you think you have it all ready, and then you're like, oh wait, maybe that's not what I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Or you just all of a sudden decide, you know what? I had all this time to make this decision that I have not made. I'll just take what I normally get.
Yeah, I know.
Which you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with Subway sandwiches, no matter which one you order. But the choices nowadays, I wouldn't say it's overwhelming, but it's a wonderful challenge to have to decide which one of those great sandwiches you're going to enjoy that day.
Yeah, I find it to be now that I'm getting in the groove of it. It's so easy. It's easy for the customers because, I can't say that it's super easy for the customers, but it's super easy for us because we know what they're recommending to put on the sandwich. So we just kind of go through it.
Well, and I think that's true. I last 2 times that I've dropped by, I just said, what do you normally put on it? And they tell you and put it together, and it's just, great. And maybe you want a little extra salt and pepper or something like that. But it's really it probably is helping a little bit for everybody.
Oh yeah, definitely. I can see that customers are getting used to it. Employees are getting used to it, but it's a slow transition. But we're getting there. We're getting there, and they're. So, garlic roast beef is still my favorite right now. That's what I'm into.
That sounds really delicious. And again, I know it's a work in progress, but you're slicing the meat fresh. Where are you at on? I know you were working your way through some of the different meat choices. What are you slicing up?
Turkey, ham, salami, pepperoni, and now roast beef.
Oh, bet that roast beef is really good that way.
Oh, is it? Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I think that's why I'm kind of hooked on it right now.
Well,
it's good.
It really says something for the listener out there because you're around it every day. I mean, you're in the kitchen every day working with your workers and so forth. It would be real easy to say, you know what, I'm with this every day. I don't feel like eating what I'm working with every day, but you do. That's really a testimony.
Oh yeah, we do. And I'm not going to go anywhere else to eat. I mean, I enjoy our foods because they're fresh, and especially now with us slicing our meat, it's not sitting in a package. We're slicing it fresh.
Yeah.
Not every customer, but we're slicing it fresh every day. So the freshness, the quality, I think Subway is doing a great job on making things better for the customers, and they've listened to what the customers have asked for.
Yeah.
So, here we are.
Here we are. With all the choices and everything, are you running any specials right now, or it's just with all the different choices, do you have a chance to work any specials in?
Well, the specials, when you download our Subway app, there's coupons on there. I do know they mail out the mailers, but as far as specials, the most of them are when you order online There's coupons like today, I call it Footlong Friday. It's a BOGO Friday. Buy 1 footlong, get 1 footlong either half off or free. I don't know. You'll have to check it out. I know that there's a really good one because Fridays we're busy with online orders.
I bet you
so, yeah. And not only that, when you are downloading that app, there's also exclusive sandwiches on the app that you can order there, but you can't order you could probably order in store, but nobody's going to know what you're talking about. But by ordering them online, they'll know. So, yeah, there's some fun ones.
Okay. All right. Well, I know with all the sandwiches and the popularity of the sandwiches and freshness, it keeps you hopping. Are you still needing some help?
Well, like I always say, we always need some new smiling faces. So, we're one day we're good, and so far we're good, but that could change tomorrow.
Yeah. So get your application in, right?
Yep. You can either stop in the store and pick up an application, or you can go to subway.com/careers and fill out an application there.
Teresa, before we let you go, is the soup on?
We're trying to get it. We've tried the last 2 weeks to get it, and warehouse has been out.
Okay. But it's
we're trying.
But it's coming. You plan to have soup again this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was supposed to be here October 1st, and I don't know what is going on, but yeah. So I'm still trying to get it for you.
All right. That sounds good.
We know you'll do it. We know you'll do it. Well, have a great weekend. By the way, you probably know that you mentioned how busy Fridays are. There is a Nebraska football game tonight, and I would think maybe yeah. So you might get really busy this afternoon and this evening. People will be ordering up Subways for the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
That probably will. That usually makes us a little busy.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know we were playing on a Friday night again.
Well, it's kind of unusual, but yeah, the game is tonight, plus all the high school games and so forth. We know you'll be busy, but what a great way to stay. Because it's fresh. After you eat a Subway, you don't slow down. You're ready to go to those games and then have some folks
You're not
over.
sluggish.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Teresa.
Yeah, thank you. You guys have a good weekend.
Sorry we called you late. We're in trouble here.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. I'll get you guys when I come up there.
Oh, do it. All right. Thanks.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Teresa with Subway. She runs Holdridge and Broken Bow. We'll be right back.
It's harvest time, folks. Early mornings, late nights, Agland ATV knows harvest time is a busy time for our customers. We know your machines have had a rough summer, so let our service department run them through the shop and look them over. Waiting in line at the elevator? Hop on Agland ATV's website and check out all the new Polaris models with new colors and new models that you will love. Agland ATV is stocked up with the accessories that you'll need to keep you warm with the changing season. Cabs, heaters, blades, we have them all. Stop in today at Agland ATV, West Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Sure, we've been scaring the bejeebers out of you at Knee-Knocker Woods for 10 years now, and this season, Grandpa Grimm's got more than ever for you. More terrifying trails and mazes, more Halloween skill games, more monstrous eats, plus screaming, lickety-split accelerated escape rooms, and backed by popular demand, the Flaming Jack-O-Lanterns. Knee-Knocker Woods in Gibbon is open every weekend in October. Pick up your discount coupon at Pump and Pantry. Get your tickets now at KneeKnockerWoods.com.
What waits in the woods?
Channel Brand is offering VT4 Pro with RNAi technology to growers in 2024. Technical agronomist Tyler Vrookton Hill of Nebraska says he's excited what this new trait package will provide growers.
We're talking about a lot of different things in one trait combination. What we're getting above ground is what we already have in our Tricepta offering, Tricepta trait offering in our corn portfolio. So really good coverage on things like Western bean cutworm above ground, also multiple corn borer species. But below ground, we're also getting one mode of action from a cry-protein. Really nice coverage of above ground pests with Tricepta, and then below ground, 2 very effective modes of action against corn rootworm.
Learn more about how Channel Seed with VT4 Pro could work in your field. Visit channel.com/VT4 Pro. Read and follow pesticide label directions, grain marketing, and other stewardship practices. 2023 Bear Group. All rights reserved.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show, and we always appreciate that. Jeremy Shipe is in the room with us here now, and he has some things on his mind.
Applause.
Hey, yeah. Hey, by the way, thanks for your idea on the Sod House broadcast yesterday. That was really cool. We had a lot of fun. Appreciate you setting up the video and doing all that. So that was a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
And now you've also dived us into a really good cause. We've promoted this for a number of years, but now we're actually a drop-off point for something very important.
Yeah, this is the Food for Youth Challenge. This is put together by Adams Land and Cattle here locally. And last year, they gathered over $3,000 in monetary donations as well as 5,000 item donations for this. And this directly benefits the local backpack programs, which see to it that youth in our area are going home with something to eat, because more often than we realize, they're going home to a home that doesn't have something for them to eat. So as a part of this Food for Youth Challenge, we invite people to drop off items out here at our studios during our business hours, and we'll get those to Adams Land and Cattle so that they can benefit those backpack programs. And I talked to Liz a couple of weeks ago when this was starting, and she said, even if you donate something that can't necessarily be used in the backpack program, they donate those items that maybe have a little bit less of a shelf life to the local food pantry. So just don't panic too much about what you buy or what you're donating. But along with this, next week, for every 5 items you bring out here to our studios, we'll enter you in a drawing for one of 5 $15 gift cards to Juanito's in downtown Broken Bow. And you can maybe win yourself some Mexican food or some ice cream. You can always have ice cream even in the last couple of chilly months of the year.
Oh, definitely.
So, bring your items out. You can bring canned items, boxed foods like macaroni, pasta, cereal, hamburger helper, Jell-O, snack bars or Pop-Tarts or fruit snacks. Peanut butter is on this list. That's always, a kid can go home and make a peanut butter sandwich, or even just bring gift cards to local grocery stores, and we'll pass those along as well. And, if you kind of rotate this around kid-friendly meals that kids can make themselves, that's a bonus as well. And first place my mind goes is I'm going to go pick up some cans of SpaghettiOs, the classic, or Chef Boyardee ravioli.
Yes.
Just put it in a pan and warm it up.
Yep, and like you say, peanut butter and toast or peanut butter and bread.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and cereal.
Yep.
Like you mentioned, we used to come home after school and pour a bowl of cereal quite often, and it's filling, and to get the milk with it. So yeah.
Yep, and we'll have 5 $15 gift certificates you can enter to win. You bring 5 canned items, you get entered once. You bring 15, you get 3 entries. So only thing holding you back is if you bring so much of a donation that you get tired of filling out your slip to put your name in the box out front. But
it can be done.
Yes, it'll be done. So we'd like to help out and boost up those numbers. They've got a goal to get over, I talked to Liz. I said, how great would it be to be over 6,000 items? They eclipsed 5,000 last year, and to get over 6,000 this year would be great.
And there's plenty of places to drop your goods off other than KCNI, KBBN. But we have those prizes for you if you drop them off here. So
yes, there's a lot of different places that are participating this year. In fact, there's a pretty good chance that the place that you are working at is a participant in this. They do a great job of getting business partners. So anywhere you donate, they're all going to the same place.
All right, Jeremy, thanks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it. I think, Brent, do you have one more thing you want to bring, or a couple things?
Tumbleweed Cafe. If you need some harvest meals ready for lunch, call in and they'll have them hot and ready for you at the drive-thru. If you're late getting home at night or don't have time to prep for the week, stop and pick up a variety of casseroles that are ready to pop in the oven and then be ready for you to eat at home. Remember, harvest is going strong, so make sure you slow down and pay attention to all the farm equipment on the roads. Casserole special right now: buy 1 large casserole and get a small margarita chicken or dump and bake meatball casserole for free.
For free?
There you go. Buy one large casserole, get a small margarita chicken, or dump and bake meatball casserole for free. Don't forget about some of their other options, which include lasagna, enchilada, hamburger, potato casserole, runzas, and chicken pot pies. And don't forget about the muffins and breakfast casseroles to make sure the kids have a healthy breakfast before they go to school. Tumbleweed Cafe, their dine-in hours are now 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. They serve daily lunch specials Monday through Friday for lunch. And don't forget about their always popular and delicious Sunday buffet.
You want a fast lane to my heart. 2 words, margarita and chicken. Those 2 words together just even speed up the process. Oh.
Well, that's understandable, actually. Real quick, we do want to remind you that there's a quilt raffle going on through BD's Women's Initiative Network. And today on the KCNI Public Affairs Show, that'll be part 2 of that conversation with a couple of gals who are involved in that, and you'll get more details on that. And then also, of course, the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce visit. So it's going to be a power-packed public affairs today, and Jeremy will be taking you through Party Line today at 10:30. Ahead of that, Real Family Life, brought to you by the Evangelical Free Church here in Broken Bow. Are we missing anything, guys?
I don't think so. I think we've taken care of all of our business for today.
I wanted to ask Jeremy while he was here. I have a question for him that I think that he'll be able to address, because he understands these things better than you and I.
Oh, boy.
And I would do the body language like he knows. Okay. Social media users are going monk mode. Have you heard of this?
Maybe.
It's a focus at work situation. If you haven't heard of it, monk mode, the trend is blowing up on social media. It's so ironic because it's all about shutting off the internet. They're using apps like Freedom to block social media and websites from anywhere from a few minutes to several hours in order to focus at work or just clear out the noise. And it's gaining traction already. Monk mode TikToks have been viewed more than 73 million times. Kind of ironic, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. There's a few different features on phones where you can, do not disturb and things like that, but app notifications still come through. And let's be honest, how many times do you truly get to the point where you've got to get pretty annoyed by one app sending you notifications to go into your settings and find out how to actually turn the darn thing off, right?
Right.
So that app, it sounds like, just does it for you, just kind of makes all of your notifications go away so that you can focus. I think it sounds like it almost makes it impossible for you to open the app even, to be distracted. So
once you shut it off, then you can work.
Yeah.
Seems crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's the world we live in. Something we created, we became addicted to, and now we, it's kind of like nicotine gum. Create the cigarette, and then you can't stop smoking it, so you create a gum that makes you stop smoking the cigarette that you invented in the first place.
Yeah, another example we were talking about the other day is the gambling ads on TV. You can gamble on the NFL, and we'll give you $200 to start. And then at the bottom it says, if you have a gambling problem, call.
Yeah.
Gambling has on athletic events. When I was growing up, there was only one way to bet who's going to win.
Yeah.
Now it's insane. I mean, it's how many catches will this person have? How many rushing attempts will this guy? I mean, it is absolutely insane.
When it comes to
what you can bet on
our Chicago Bears, Brent, I saw a bet slip yesterday. If this gentleman had bet $25 at the start of the season that Justin Fields would have more passing touchdowns than anyone else in the NFL, and if he does that, he'll win $2,600.
Yeah.
Now, the odds are pretty, but Justin's right in there.
Yeah.
At the moment.
After the last two games.
After the last two games, he's right in the running. And, $25. I mean, I've spent $25 on some ridiculous things in the past. If I could, definitely things that couldn't have turned into $2,600. But
it's true, Jeremy. But get that number, save that number, so you can call in and get help.
Yes, yes.
Here's one for you that I heard. I think on maybe it was CBS Fox Sports. I think it was Kansas City game, and it was towards the tail end of the game, and quarterback.
Mahomes
going sliding.
Yes.
Yeah, it ruined a bunch of betting slips.
Yeah, it said it was like a $80,000 slide out of bounds because the people who were betting a higher score lost that amount of money. That puts a lot of pressure on things, doesn't it?
Well, the other thing is, I can't believe that people think that coaches care about betting lines and things like that. I guarantee you these coaches don't know what the spread is on these games. But there was a coach a couple weeks ago, I can't remember for what team. Time was running out. It was a losing effort. They were going to lose the game. And he ran his field goal team out on the field to attempt a field goal, get him some practice, work towards something for the next week, kick the field goal, and it either messed up the spread or the over-under, one of the betting lines, by kicking that field goal. And people were convinced that he knew of that and was just trying to get people angry at him. And he said, "Are you kidding me? I just wanted to get my field goal unit an opportunity to kick a field goal. I know nothing about all of that." So it's kind of funny.
It is funny. And betting's been going on a long time before they made it legal. I mean, there's bookies been making livings for a long, long time. So that sort of thing's been happening. It's just more public now because anybody that's 21 can play,
Except in Nebraska, only if you drive clear across the countryside to a physical brick and mortar place.
Really? I didn't know that.
No online sports betting here in the state. So I think, there's a lot of different directions you could go on that debate. But me personally, people are going to drive to make those bets. But, for the casual person, if tax dollars are going to be made on betting anyway, just turn on the ability to do it on your cell phone and maybe we'll have a few less potholes in the road. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That's just me.
As long as they have the 1-800 number, I think we'll be all right. The other thing, I never thought I'd see beer at Memorial Stadium either. So, things are changing.
For concerts and stuff right now anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for the games?
Not for the games, no.
Well, that's good because a lot of people, they got hoodies on. And if the person behind them throws up, it's going to go right into that hoodie.
Oh, I mean, I guess that's the number one concern. That's not where my mind went. Well, but now I wear a hoodie at the game. I'm going to be putting it up.
Well, that sounds kind of crazy, but true story. I'll just tell you that a good friend of my wife's, another librarian, her at the time a little girl. And she took her to the Husker game. Her daughter loved the Huskers. Took her to the game, and they were watching the game, and they had somebody who probably tailgated too long. And the poor little girl the guy threw up all over her.
Oh, no.
Was behind her, and they had to take her up and try to wash her off in the bathroom, and the patrolman come down, and they didn't take the guy out. They left him there.
Oh, wow.
That's what she couldn't believe, The guy belonged out on the street.
Yeah.
So if you can do that tailgating and they do start serving beer during the games, I imagine they will only go to like halftime or partway through the third quarter or something. There could be more throwing up, guys.
Oh.
There could be. Yeah.
Then it's a shame. It's a waste of beer, and it makes a mess, and it gets on people's clothes.
When we were there for the volleyball game, this gal, the line for the beer and alcohol was super, super long, and these girls in front of us were gone for a long time. I mean, they were gone for like an hour and 15 minutes. They missed like half of the second game and then like the entire first set of the Nebraska game. And they came up, and they had 4 beers or something. Like it was going to be what they were going to drink for the rest of the girl's going to sit down, and her foot slips. She drops all 4 of them on the ground. These things were $8 or $9 a piece.
And they stood in line for how long?
And they stood in line and missed all the action. This girl looked like she could cry. She's dropped like $27 worth of beer on the ground. She goes, no! And everyone in the section was either, I mean, no one dared laugh out loud because, she looked devastated.
Well, that would be frustrating. That was one of the things our Shannon was. She was just flabbergasted because of the long lines and slow service for those vendors that they had. Well, you take 90,000 people. It's going to happen.
Well, and that stadium was not originally built with those beer lines in mind. They were makeshift beer lines that they just popped up coolers for. That stadium was designed, obviously, to have 90,000 people walk through it. But when you take away square footage for coolers and cases of beer and the lines behind them, it was insanity.
Well, it sure upset Shannon. I know that.
Nothing I hate worse than waiting in a line.
It can be frustrating, depending on the circumstance. But if you're missing something you drove all the way from the other end of the state to see, I think you just might skip it.
Yeah. The most popular one was the one down on the field. They had a tent next to the court, and then people could stand in line and watch the game on the ground while they were waiting in line.
Wow. Well, and now they're going to remodel the stadium, right?
That's what it sounds like. Got a couple of changes they're going to be making.
Amazing. Well, I figure they're doing it for volleyball.
Yeah, why not? Well, yeah, the record won't be broken there because there will be elimination of some seats. So they eliminate those seats that attendance could probably never be that high again unless they put more people down on the field, which there was room for.
I didn't know they were eliminating seats. I figured wow. It's an interesting concept as well. Thanks, guys. Football tonight, big game.
We'll have Broken Bow against Minden on KCNI radio tonight. Kickoff at 7. Of course, the Huskers will be against Illinois tonight on KBBN 95.3 FM. Coverage starts at 5. Kickoff just after 7. Also, don't forget we got Husker Volleyball tomorrow night as they take on Michigan. Coverage begins at 6:30. And one more thing I'd like to touch on. We will be live reporting from the Class C Girls Golf NSAA State Championships from Lake Maloney Golf Club in North Platte. We'll be focusing in on the Broken Bow girls golf team that goes for their 4th consecutive Class C team title at state. And we'll be there reporting live both days, Monday and Tuesday, with hourly reports on KBBN Radio.
And you'll only find it here on these radio stations. We'll take a time out and come back and close the shop.
It's time to think farm safety.
Farm workers should spend some time regularly studying instruction manuals and product labels. Learning the right way to use equipment and chemicals can save lots of time and money and prevent needless injuries.
This week and every week in 2023, please think and practice safety first.